be a few minutes. And maybe when I get back down, we can go over what we talked about at the hospital. You know, the possibility of bone marrow transplant.
You can't charge me with...
Star does look much better. Her color's good, her face isn't flushed anymore, and her breathing is free and easy.
I knew she was going to get a lot better. I mean, she's a very strong little girl. She is.
She is. Have you two had a chance to read the material that Dr. Sands gave you about the bone marrow transplant?
Well, Marty, I really don't think that we need to go over that now. I mean, the ATG medication that you gave her, I mean, she's much better. She's better than she was yesterday, and she's going to be better tomorrow. I mean, isn't that right, Todd?
Yeah, she looks great.
Yeah. She does. She does look great. The problem is there's still a 25% chance that the immunosuppressive therapy won't work. That's why we need to discuss this right now.
Well, Marty, I don't know how many times that you've told Todd and I already about how risky a bone marrow transplant is. There's a possibility she may not even survive.
That's true. But the vast majority of aplastic anemia patients that undergo successful bone marrow...
There's the key word here, successful. It has to be successful.
No, she'll go on to lead a happy, healthy life with a normal life expectancy like you and I.
Well, you know what? Why don't we just go talk about this, you and I?
Well, I don't think we need to talk about it at all. We'll just wait until the time comes. So we don't need to deal with this right now.
You do. The decisions have to be made now while Star is healthy. We can't wait until it becomes critical. The more you prepare for this now, the better you'll be able to help her later on. I mean, and a bone marrow...
Why don't you just stop it, Marty? Stop it, okay? Right now. Just shut up.
But I'm sorry. I know this is upsetting to talk about.
You're not. You're glad you came here to smirk, to ruin the one good day that I have had with my daughter since we found out that she was sick.
That's not true.
Oh, yes, it is. And don't give me that, oh, I'm so concerned look, because I know you, Marty. I know you better than you think I do, remember?
Hey, take it easy.
Come on, Todd. She came here to see how miserable I am, to gloat, to smile, to rub it right in my face. Then she saw how happy and hopeful we were, and then she had to go into her little pathetic little predictions of gloom and doom. Well, I know that you're glad. I know that you're so glad that my little girl is sick.
I think you better, you know.
Yeah, obviously.
You want to know if there's some way you can fact...
Marty's right. We got to talk about this.
I knew it. Oh, I knew that you would take her side. She's got you so wrapped up in her guilt.
It's got nothing to do with that, Blair. Look, this has to do with my daughter, all right? This has nothing to do with you and Marty, or me and Marty. This is about her. The only side in this is hers.
I've sat there, and I've read all the pamphlets, and I've read all the articles. And the point is this, that there's going to be a time when we have to think about a bone marrow transplant. We're going to have to discuss it.
I know that. No, that's why I'm so scared.
Max, I wanted to...
Like all night.
That this is what's going to happen. We're going to find a cure for this aplastic thing. A new cure. A better cure. And we're going to find it before she has to have this bone marrow transplant. All right, so all this worrying and testing, and it's all just to keep us on our toes.
I know. I know she's going to get better.
Yeah. She is. You look tired.
Yeah, I am. Oh, God, I'm exhausted. I'm just going to go up and sleep in Star's room with her.
Look, when she wakes up, give her a kiss from me, will you?
I will.
It was really a wonderful day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think we will have another one?
You kidding? And plenty more. When it comes to our kid, anything is possible. You remember that.
Oh, no. No. I'm going to be joining Mrs. Carpenter.
Oh.
Thank you.
Good morning, Dorian.
Good morning. I'm sorry I'm running late.
Oh, I don't think you're late at all.
Good.
You all right?
I'll be fine just as soon as I've had some coffee. Thank you. I'm not really all that keen on breakfast meetings.
Well, I'm just glad that Dr. Doherty was able to reschedule so quickly.
No, indeed. Especially after standing us up the way he did. I mean, imagine, he'd barely arrived when he just upped and left.
Well, he has a job. He's president of the university, and things come up. But he was certainly gracious about it.
Yes. As were you, to include me. I'm very grateful to you.
Dorian, when will you understand? Star is family. She is your family and my family. Of course you have to be included.
I do wish there was some way we could leave Todd out of the loop.
You know, I don't think that's a very practical suggestion, considering that it is his money that is going to fund this research project, which, if it is successful, means he will have saved his daughter's life. Oh.
What are you doing here?
With motive and opportunity.
Vicky, I told you this is my show, this is my money.
And your daughter, I understand it. But your daughter is also related to Dorian, and she wants to help.
Fine, whatever. Where's Doherty?
That's what I was starting to wonder.
I'm worried that the university's going to have trouble kicking in a high gear with such a major research
Well,
project.
come on now. They certainly have the facilities. If Dr. Doherty agrees to the commitment, then it's just a question of time.
Well, I don't have a lot of time. I want a cure for aplastic anemia before my daughter needs a bone marrow transplant.
Edward, good morning.
Victoria. Hello, Mrs. Lord.
Dr. Doherty.
Thank you so much for joining us. May I introduce my brother, Todd Manning.
Hi, how you doing?
I must say that Todd has already done quite a bit of research on this project.
Yeah, I think that the university should have a big, a conference.
I'm sorry, Mr. Manning, but I'm afraid we have a problem.
Look, if Landview University is worried about the money, forget it. I'm taking care of the bill. And if you're worried about space or staff support, I can provide both. I can transfer some personnel over from the Sun, and I can clear out a couple of floors of the Manning building.
That's not the problem I'm talking about, Mr. Manning.
All right, then what is the problem?
When your sister talked to me about your proposal, I went to my board for advice. Two of the members of the board had concerns, not about the project itself, but about the financing of such a venture.
My brother just said he's willing to assume the cost of the entire project.
He's worried about what it's going to look like if Landview University hops into bed with the devil, Todd Manning.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. He didn't mean any
That's
such...
exactly what he means. Why don't you tell her that that's exactly what you mean? And then you can tell her why you think it's a good idea for my daughter to die for my sins.
Manning, let me explain.
I don't need for you to explain anything.
Well, I'm sorry, I do. I don't understand this at all. Do you seriously mean that the university would give up this kind of an opportunity to be at the forefront of medical research?
According to my board members, there could be an ugly reaction on campus once people realize the source of the funding.
Well, I'm sorry, but the source of the funding is ultimately my family's money, which was honestly earned.
Yes, but donated by your brother, a man who committed a terrible crime while he was a student at the university.
Look, we all know what happened, all right? This is not about me. This is about my daughter. And all the people like her who have this disease. Now, they haven't done anything. Now, why would you want to punish them?
Mr. Manning, I agree with you. But two of the members of the board feel that you have disgraced the university and that accepting your money would only revive that scandal.
Edward, would you do this much for me? Would you talk to the two board members and see if they will agree to have lunch with me? Perhaps I can say something to get them to change their minds.
Well, it's certainly worth a try. I'll have them give you a call.